friends. Today, I have my co-host, good friend, fellow Star Wars fan, Mr.
Yes.
Rodney Williams. How are
Howdy,
you,
howdy.
Rodney?
I'm doing all right. I'm faring with all this crap going on. I'm faring.
I I totally get you. So,
Yeah.
um, I have a video that just came out where I was talking about what we're going to start doing differently on the channel. We're going to start talking about pop culture, whether that's
Mhm.
movies, music, television, whatever the topic of the time is. And today, since Rodney and I are such big Star Wars fans, we are going to talk about, I want to call it not A New Hope, but No Hope for Star
No.
Wars. You know, 1977, episode 4 comes out. Here I am. I go to the theater. I see it. Blows my mind. I instantly become a fanatic. I would try to find a vest and boots and I have my holster and my little cap gun, and I pretend like I'm Han Solo, and doing the whole 9 yards. And I mean, George Lucas created something that was magical to me, and it was
Uh-huh.
full of adventure. And that's what it's supposed to be about, is adventure, not
Yeah.
politics. Okay, I granted you've got the Republic, and you've got the
Empire.
Empire, but I mean, that's the extent of the politics there. But it was supposed to be all about adventure, and man, they're trying to make it political. They're trying to do this whole social justice garbage, and I'm sorry if I
Trying to be
offend
woke.
anybody, but yeah, they're trying to be woke.
Yeah, they're trying to be woke. Yeah. Oh, and also for anybody watching, I probably will be offensive. But you know what? I'm so over all of this. I'm so over this woke stuff. Uh, and I'll be honest, because I've been a big Star Wars fan. Like you said, I remember, you know, that summer or that in June. Actually, I didn't go opening weekend, all that, but I I remember it was Greens Point Mall in Houston, Texas, on the north side.
On North
But
Side,
north side, Guns Point Mall. We call it Guns Point.
for good
But
reason.
yeah, for real good reason. But I remember watching it, and the thing was is that I fell in love from the very first scene, right when that just music hit,
Mm-hmm.
when John Williams' music, bam, hit, and it just caught my attention, and my eyes were glued. I had to pee about three-quarters of the way through the movie, and I didn't care. I was going to hold it and watch it. I was not going to miss a second. And you know what? I didn't think, yeah, I'm a kid. I was a little kid. What could a kid could possibly think? I know. But over the years, when episode 5 came out, episode 6 came out, yeah, I got older, even whenever they did the prequels. And I'll be honest, I like the prequels. Uh, I didn't think about what was going on outside of that movie theater.
Mm-hmm.
My thoughts and my thinking were focus was on that movie because it took me away. Like I said, a galaxy far, far away. It did. It took me away. I enjoyed it. It was an adventure. It was grand, epic, and good versus evil. It was clear. Yeah,
Exactly.
you did. There was no political correctness in any of this. There was no reason to have any. There was nothing in there for any. For anybody wanted to do it. It was just people. It was just a good time. People all came together around the world. They all love Star Wars. So I just, yeah, be forewarned. I know I'm going on a tangent. Be
Hey,
forewarned.
that's
I
what we're
will
here
probably
for.
play some offensive shit, but and you know what? I'm tired of it. I'm over this. When they came out with this last three, whatever it was you want
Oh,
to call it,
that ruined it.
it ruined it. Be honest, it ruined. And I invested not only just as a child. Um, that's one of my that was one of my closet things. I was always a closet Star Wars fan. I'm an adult. Got to be an adult. Got to be a grown up. Yeah, I was. But I still collected the toys. I still bought the books.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I never dressed up. Not even for Halloween. I I was not even any Star Wars costume. I never went to any type of convention, sci-fi convention, Star Wars convention, whatever. I never wore the costumes or anything like that. But I was a big fan. I invested a lot of my time reading the books, buying a lot of these things, and a whole timeline came around. It just like whoever this person was that, I know who the person was, but it was like, fuck it. We're just going to get rid of all of that, you
Mm-hmm.
know, 30, 40 years of a whole universe created. Let's just get rid of all of it. So that really pissed me off. Just, yeah, I'm going to probably talk for 2 hours talking about how pissed off it made me when I first saw it. I like I'll be honest though, whoever did the graphics, the CGI,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and all that, amazing. That was the only reason if I ever watched any of it now, I will fast forward through all the dialogue and the characters and stuff and go straight to the action scenes, or the big grand epic landscape scenes and stuff like that. That's what I would watch. They did a great job on that. Everything
Yeah.
else sucked, period. It just sucked.
Well, see, I can't say that I was a closet Star Wars fan because I
Right.
dressed up as Darth Vader one year. You remember those old plastic, you
Uh-huh.
masks that had a little rubber band that went around your
Uh-huh.
head and that plastic
Oh yeah.
costume and
Yeah,
everything.
smushed your face and nose in, you hardly could breathe through that little, yeah, uh-huh.
And see,
Oh, I remember.
when we were kids, we once it was out of the theater, you didn't get to watch it again unless they happened to bring it back to the theater. So
Right.
years later, when they released the new edition on VHS, I ran out and I
Yes.
got those, and
Yes.
you know, it was a few changes in there, but I enjoyed it.
Oh gosh, yeah.
And they gave us such good characters and heroes to look up to, and like I said, there
Hmm.
wasn't an agenda to it. It just the characters developed themselves. You had Luke
Right.
Skywalker, you had Princess Leia, you had Han Solo, and then your side characters that you fell in love with, especially like Chewbacca and R2D2 and C3PO,
Yeah, right.
and then here comes Empire Strikes Back, and boom, you got Lando Calrissian and
Boba Fett.
Yoda, Boba Fett, and all these other cool characters that came in, and
Exactly.
we that was our escape. We got away from the rest of the world when we watched these movies, and
Right.
you know, I even like to watch them to point out some of the little mistakes throughout the movie. I could
Yeah.
spend 2 hours talking about
Yeah.
those, but it didn't matter. That was fun for us. And then years go by, they decide they're going to do the prequels.
Hmm.
Now, I enjoyed the prequels. I wasn't the hugest fan of them, but I liked them.
Right.
I hated Jar Jar, though. I'm sorry. I hate Jar Jar. It's the worst freaking character.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
true Star Wars fans, you were so excited because you got to see what happened before Luke Skywalker came around and how
Right.
Darth Vader became Darth Vader. And then they decide they're going to do the sequels.
I
Okay.
yeah. I was pumped for that. I was
I
excited
was.
because I knew what all was going to happen up until, how they progressed over the years. I was like, oh man, I can't wait to see certain characters, because I picture a certain character reading the books.
Yeah, it's
It's just, you get this, you're already invested into their life, so to speak.
yeah, exactly.
And then I watched it. I was just, oh,
I was expecting it to be at least close to the books because you
yeah,
had the twins and here's all these cool new characters that could come in and
exactly.
how Luke Skywalker starts a Jedi Academy and everything, and the sequels come along and they make him this bitter, angry old man, doesn't care about the Force anymore, doesn't care about the Jedis anymore.
Right.
Like, what? This is not my
It,
Luke Skywalker.
it was totally everything was just like 180% contradictory of what, especially how he was, how he developed. You learned even more about, ooh, what's the Jedi about? What's the Sith about?
Mm-hmm.
What's the Jedi code here? And you learn so much. You saw him grow and all these other characters grow. And then, yeah, he becomes this bitter. When did he never was a bitter person. You know, he was
No.
actually a happier person by the end of this pretty much up until that time through
He
all
was
those years.
impatient, but he was
Yeah.
he was
He ended,
into it.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm sorry.
So yeah, okay, here's another thing that pisses me off about the sequels. You have a character like Finn, which was an
Uh-huh.
interesting character. Finn
He
was a
was.
very interesting character, and they made him a goofball. They made him he was just a janitor. How are you a janitor and you're still out there on the front line fighting? I don't get that part either.
Right.
Um,
Unless that was a part of the training, his basic training or something. But he was able to shoot better than a lot of the other stormtroopers, and
well,
and and I honestly thought he was going to be the one that had any type of force abilities, because here you are, one guy just picks up a lightsaber and he starts fighting you know, he got his butt kicked eventually, but he held his own against, a Sith Lord supposedly.
yeah. They
And
could have done so much with that character. They had
yeah, he could
such
have
a
his own
they
spin
could
off.
have developed him into a really great character. And instead, they get you excited for him. And like I said, I don't think they should have made him a goofball. I think they should have made him a more serious character.
Hmm.
And then they just kind of throw him away the next two movies. It's like if he'd have not been in the
Right.
movie, it wouldn't have made a difference.
Yeah. I mean, he was played he had a pivotal role in that episode 7. I mean, if it wasn't for him, there would be no other. They'd be all gone. But yeah, they just how they threw that away. But I lost him. He went on a rant a while back last year, I think, and during all the other bullshit that was going on last year.
Hmm.
Uh, and I lost any and all respect for him now after the rant that he was giving, which was false, a lot of false accusations. But I didn't like it, and it pissed me off. So I'm like, good riddance, get out. I mean, all the characters they need to just go, get rid of everyone.
Well, look, you bring in, oh, you got Kylo Ren. He's a
Yeah,
Sith Lord. He's gone
yeah,
through all this training and everything to learn how to use his powers and how to fight with the lightsaber. And then you've got Finn, who just comes in, picks up a lightsaber, and is able to fight him. And then Rey comes in, and she's already knowing how to fight, and she's just learning the Force on her own. And that doesn't make any sense. You got to
yeah.
develop these characters. They've got to learn, just like Luke Skywalker had to learn how to use the Force. They
Yeah,
needed to learn how to use the Force. It's
they did.
ridiculous.
Yeah, they just threw it all in there and expect. Yeah, they just know how to do it. I can beat up a Sith Lord. It's the first time I'm holding a lightsaber,
So
and just way too, way to this woke bullshit that's being shoved down everybody's throat. And I think,
it's
if I'm
ruining
not
everything.
mistaken, yeah, if I'm not mistaken, if whoever the lady that did that, those sequels, um, or whoever did the sequels, they never even watched any of the Star Wars movies, so they never had any clue or any idea, what was going on, what they were doing. And that's what another thing that really pissed me off. If you're going to do something like that, you got to have some type of freaking understanding, man.
Well,
Don't
let's
just go in
let's
there and throw
address
out.
that elephant in the room because Kathleen Kennedy is destroying Star Wars.
Yeah,
She's the one that needs to be fired. I hate to see somebody lose their job, but if you're not doing your job correctly, you don't know what you're doing, then open the door
yeah.
for somebody who does. John Favreau would do a lot better job.
Oh God, yes. Mandalorian's the only reason I'm still watching stuff with Star Wars.
Mhm. You know what? After what's gone on lately, I don't even know if I want to watch Mandalorian anymore.
I don't even know if they're going to do it anymore.
I don't want to have nothing to do with any of it because you say you want a strong, independent woman. So you get a strong, independent woman in Gina Carano, and people can say what they want, okay?
Oh,
You
yeah,
don't have to agree with her politics,
no,
but she is a strong, independent woman who voices her opinion. And what do? They get rid of her.
over bullshit.
Over exactly.
It was
And
just flat out bullshit.
Okay, but yet you let somebody like what's that, the the Mandalorian,
Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal, who
Yeah,
outright comes out and calls people the N word. It rhymes with Yahtzee. We're not allowed to
yeah.
say that N word.
Oh, we're not.
No, we're not allowed to say that word on YouTube. But he comes out and he calls most of the fans that word,
Yeah.
and there's no backlash for it whatsoever. Well, how come that's okay? And Gina
Uh-uh.
Carano is basically, I mean, if you got the gist of what she was trying to say, maybe she didn't say it the right way, but
Oh no, she said it right. No, I've read that tweet, that copy of that tweet. Oh no, she said it perfectly. I mean, it was just factual, historical fact. But
that's
of course, they don't
that's
believe. Yeah, feelings over facts for the liberals.
they're treating people with, the right wing view like they treated the Jews back in World War II.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't care if you agree with the right or the left. That this is getting out of hand. I'm not here to voice my political opinions,
Hmm.
although mine are strong. I'm just saying I don't agree with it. I don't care which side of the fence you're on. I don't think you should be canceled. I think Pedro Pascal should have come out and actually apologized for what he said, and I would have
Hmm.
let it go. Like I say, I don't care who you vote for. I don't care what political party you're affiliated with. Don't disrespect the fans. Period. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're disrespecting the fans.
And they know it. And a lot of fans have voiced their opinions, and they're still blatantly, we don't care. We're going to do this
Mm-hmm.
because that's the thing to do. Well, that's what they believe. That's the woke thing to do, and that's, I guess, if they're afraid to go any other way, they might not get funding from other organizations. So,
I
I
don't
don't
know,
know.
but the fans are voicing their opinions, and they don't want to
Yeah.
listen. That stupid video that Kathleen Kennedy made for the Oscars, fade in. Oh, come on now. You got to read everything on that card. Okay,
Oh,
so she comes on and she talks about, the strong, independent woman, and, people aren't respecting women. And well, you
mm-hmm.
disrespected Gina Carano. So,
Mm-hmm.
and you know what? The fans, they saw the hypocrisy in that.
Oh yeah.
They get on there and they're downvoting. They're making all kinds of comments and stuff. Got to the point where the Oscars turned off the likes and dislikes and the comments, which I
Right.
think was real chicken, you know what.
Uh-huh.
And so what do the fans do? They go over to the Star Wars YouTube channel, and it
Yeah.
doesn't matter if the video has anything to do with what they're talking about or not. They're
They're gonna
down
post
voting all of them, and they're voicing their opinions on it. And you know what?
it.
Lucasfilm, Disney, you need to start listening to the fans. That's all there is to it. Listen to the fans, not
Yep.
those 20, 25 people on Twitter that have nothing better to do with their lives than to try
Right.
to ruin things that they don't even really have anything to do with.
Guys, Lucasfilm and everybody, they need also, you guys need to remember the reason why y'all are there and y'all exist is because of fans, people like
Exactly.
us that
Mm-hmm.
has invested time and money on things over the years, even with their kids, you know, parents and like with me, I believe it or not, I'm a grandparent, I have a grandson and granddaughter. Shoot, my grandson likes Star Wars. And I try, hey, yeah, man, let's talk about it and do this and this. But the Star Wars that he knows right now is this new woke stuff. And I don't like that.
Mm-mm.
He's like, no, that's not how it goes, Pop. You know, Luke Skywalker's, he's dead now, and this, and I can't be a Han Solo because he's dead. So I got to be Ray, or I got to be, you know, uh, the X-wing pilot guy,
Oh, Poe Dameron.
oh Dameron. And like, come on, this is the original ones here. Don't work these characters. No,
With
They're nothing.
if
I
you
mean, they're nothing.
look at the toy sales from all the new characters are almost non-existent. But the classic
Right.
ones, they still
Yep.
sell.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And
Oh yeah.
like I
I
said,
have to.
I've bought all the movies. I've bought tons and tons of the toys and the books and
Uh-huh.
things like that. I mean, I got shelves of books in there
Yeah.
of nothing but Star Wars stuff. I invested I want to say my life, but I
Yeah.
invested so much into this because it reminds me of my childhood, and
Yeah.
it's one of those great good versus evil kind of stories.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
I love this stuff, and they want to take that away. And I'm sorry, but you keep pushing the fans away, you're not going to have a franchise anymore.
No, they'll no. They'll start. I'm sure Star Trek's probably getting growing.
Oh,
Oh, nothing against
that's
Star Trek. Nothing against Star Trek at all. I like Star Trek, to be honest. I like the adventures and the different aliens and things that they have discovered. It's just I'm more of a Star Wars fan because I like that a lot more than I like the Star Trek. That's
well,
just me personally. But there's nothing wrong with Star Trek.
Star Trek. That's a whole nother episode. But
Trekkies, man, they're ruthless. Trekkies are ruthless. I will tell you
Yes,
right now.
but they're
I
ruining Star Trek now too.
oh no, no, don't
Yes,
tell me that,
that's why I'm not watching it anymore.
man.
You know, the new ones that come out are trying to do the same thing Star Wars doing, and just destroy everything from the past. I don't. I'm sorry. I just. Why would you take something that's not broke and try to fix it?
I couldn't
Um,
tell you. Indoctrination, maybe. I don't know.
you
Because you
know,
see a divide, though. The ones that do support a lot of this, the new Star Wars movies, this new woke shit.
it's a
If
small
you look at them,
majority,
there's a majority, but you look
a
at them,
small majority.
they are. This is just from, and when I'm saying this, I could be wrong, but I'm saying just from my observation and what things I've seen and heard, my own eyes and ears, and things I've read. They're a younger crowd, you know, younger kids, younger teens and stuff. Anybody that's 25 or really 30 years and older, they don't support any of this new stuff. It's this younger ones. That's all they've known pretty much, I guess.
Well, the
They're pushing
problem
that.
is, and if you look at the demographics, and you know, if I get this wrong, but from what I've seen, it's the ones that are in college and a little bit older that are into this woke stuff. Believe it or not, the generation behind them that are just getting into high school and stuff are actually kind of going back to old fashioned stuff.
Oh, really?
Now, I actually saw a video about that. I don't have the statistics in front of me. I'm just going by the stuff that
Okay.
I've seen on YouTube.
Yeah.
But that looks like that is, and it's a small window.
Huh.
So, you know, you're going to have a group of kids coming up behind them that are like, I'm not going to deal with that stuff. I like the way things were, you know?
Right. Yeah. Never once have you ever heard anything over the years. Anybody complaining about anything with Star Wars
And now people are
or
just not
Star
liking
Wars?
it.
Yeah.
You
It's
know,
crazy.
when you've got a video that has 100 something thousand views
Mm-hmm.
and only about 2,000 people are liking it, but over 20 something thousand people are disliking it and putting all these comments on there, it's probably time to listen.
Yes.
You know,
But
that all the new
that's the
stuff they're
problem.
trying to put out, the TV shows, I think there's going to be some hits, there's going to be some misses. Kind
Right.
of curious as how that Ahsoka show is going to go. Kind of
Right.
interested in the Bad Batch. That one they've got going on with Brie Larson coming out, where she's just born with all the powers and knowledge and everything, and she's going to
Yeah.
be a force god. I'm not even going to give that the time of day.
No,
I will
I'm
not
not.
watch that.
I'm sorry, people too. I'm so Clone Warred out on everything. Too many Clone War shit coming out. Clone Wars this, Clone Wars that. It's been, yeah, I'm done. There's way too many spin-offs and things concentrating on that. Come on, get something new, get some new material. It's late. You're getting lazy. You're just getting lazy. That's the same thing with these freaking sequels.
Yeah,
It's all to me. It was just a bunch of lazy writing because it was way too
exactly.
similar to the original trilogy.
I mean, you need some real training in there. I mean, you had that small little window of Ray doing a little bit of training with Princess Leia, but that's about all I remember from the movies was that little bit of training.
That's it.
That does not make you a Jedi. I'm sorry.
Well, she trained with Luke. Remember?
Oh, that's right. She did. My apologies.
Yeah.
I
After
see.
she had to
I
stalk
tr-
him for a while.
I'm trying to block all that out. My apologies. You're absolutely right. I got that wrong, but
Yeah.
it's still that's not enough training.
No. 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 If they shit, they need some new material. I mean, they can do some like the Old Republic. I get into the Old Republic stuff now. Before, 1,000 years before Battle of BBY or whatever. Um, shit, do a whole new thing with the Old Republic.
Yeah,
Get
not that
Jedi
High
sequels.
Republic crap.
No, I don't know. RD. I started to read some of it, but I didn't get very far. I just completely lost interest.
It's
It was just
garbage.
getting. It really. I don't really know much about it at all. Um, so you probably know more. You might have to educate me on that part. It's just something I was never had any interest in even when I first heard about it. And normally I would always have interest in it, but anything new coming out, Mandalorian's the only thing that I've been interested in. Any
Yeah.
other new stuff have no interest because I'm expecting it to be this crap this crap, this new crap coming out. So,
Well, I was excited for the Mandalorian. Number one, because I think Boba Fett and the Mandalorians are interesting,
oh
and
yeah,
and you know they bring in Cara Dune, and I'm like, great character. She kicks
yes,
butt.
yes.
And
I'm glad they picked her. They got her voice. The lady did her voice. I'm glad they had her too.
and
I liked her as an actress too. She's always been a great action.
oh
You
yeah,
know,
so I loved her in Deadpool.
yeah.
But then they've got. I'm sorry. I'm still going to call it Baby Yoda. That Grogu is a stupid name.
Yeah, yeah. She
you
said Groda or something. Why not?
right?
Who knows?
Call it yoga.
Yoga, yogurt. No,
Yogurt.
Spaceballs reference, people. Spaceballs reference. If you haven't
And
seen that, okay, go watch that one. That's one of the most politically incorrect, funny, and
Spaceballs. Love it.
one of the funniest movies. Easily five, five, top 10 funniest movies I've ever seen. That I will still watch it over and over again.
Oh yeah. Even people that never watch Star Wars
Yeah.
watch Spaceballs and they laugh
Mm-hmm.
because it's funny. But you know, and, and then I really got excited. I thought maybe things are going to turn around when they brought Luke Skywalker into the Mandalorian, and
Oh my gosh, yeah.
of course
Yeah.
they had to they had to disappoint me and start ruining things all over again. Kathleen Kennedy needs to go. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it 100 times.
She's
Kathleen
got
Kennedy needs to go. Jar Jar Abrams needs to go.
to
They all need they keep
Yeah.
John Favreau. Dave Filoni, I think, is doing a fairly decent job.
Yeah, I like the episodes that he directed during Mandalorian. I liked those. I mean, I liked them all. I think they were all good. Even the slow episodes that wasn't much going on, I still liked it. It was still enjoyable. And when I watched it, I got that to where I was just focused on that. I wasn't thinking about anything else.
Mm-hmm.
That says a lot. If you can do that, especially with people that dealing with a lot of shit. Especially since last year. You
Yeah.
get a group of people that can like that. That's what they look forward to. That's what they keep going. They get excited. that says a lot right there. They should listen to those people too.
Even Carl Weathers was a great addition to
Oh
The
gosh, yeah.
Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
I thought just about every character they brought in was pretty awesome. The
Yeah, yeah.
what was the IG-88, um,
Yeah, that. Yep, the
that
bounty hunter droid.
droid. Oh man, that was cool. Actually, see it in action.
Exactly. Yeah, because you seen just that one part in Empire Strikes Back. And that's it. You actually get to
It
see it in action. It's all badass.
was
Yeah, I
very.
loved it. I loved it.
So
But
I don't know why they can't follow that formula. I look at it this way: you got a muscle car, and you
mhm.
you add extra parts to it that will make it perform better. But if you take it apart and you put in parts that don't need to be in there, then it's not going to
Yeah,
run right. And that's the same way
right.
Star Wars is.
Oh yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I'm
It's just
I'm
doesn't.
forever going to keep watching the older episodes.
Uh huh.
You know, um, I may even watch The Mandalorian over again. I'm just I don't know how it's going to work when you've taken out one of the great characters,
Yeah,
for stupid reasons.
exactly.
And
Exactly what.
you're gonna get some haters watching this that are gonna say, "Whoa, she needed to go." A baloney. If she needed to go, then so did Pedro Pascal, because
Yeah,
I thought what he did was worse.
yeah. Oh, he's gone too. I think he quit.
Oh, did he? Well, I'd heard a rumor.
Yeah. No, this was earlier this week. Yeah, that there was some article I'd read. Yeah, that in the wake of all that other crap. Yeah, he quit himself. I don't know what for, what the reasoning was,
Well,
but
I do know that they offered him a series on HBO. I think it's called All of Us or something like that. And um,
yeah, no, we
my
know that.
stupid phone went off.
Who's that?
I
Who's
did
that
not.
other guy?
I didn't even say Siri, and it came on anyway. Uh, but he got a role in some deal on HBO, and I know he wanted to do that. I'd heard a rumor that he was leaving to concentrate on that.
Right.
I mean, basically, you could have any actor underneath that helmet.
Oh yeah, keep it on there.
So, whether that's going to make a difference or not, I don't know. I feel they don't care about us. They don't want to keep the fans that they got. And you know what? I've got kids in their 20s
Uh-huh.
and that love Star Wars, and they're getting frustrated with it.
Oh yeah. I so maybe it is finally. I don't know. I don't know anything when it comes to all that. I'm just trying to teach my grandson the best way.
Raise them
So
right.
they call it what? Then they call it like this new shit. They call it canon and the original stuff legends. I'm getting confused of what they're calling them now. Is it alternate reality, an alternate universe?
That's
Uh,
supposedly the sequels are supposed to be taking place in an alternate universe.
okay.
Okay, but I'm like you. I'm so confused on all the things they're trying to do. I don't know
Right.
what's what.
Yeah, because they 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 don't reference any other kids except for Han and Han Solo. Leia was their only son, which was they named him Ben,
Hmm.
which in the legends or in the original stuff, that's actually the name of Luke Skywalker's son. And the
Hmm.
other two were Jason and Jaina. They were the twins. And then they had the third one, which they named Anakin. But of course, he died when he was a teenager in the books. Yeah, when that I did, I started I started talking out loud when I was watching that episode 7. I was like, bullshit. No, it's not. Where's Chewbacca still alive? Wait a minute. What? That part I didn't mind it because I love Chewbacca. Okay,
I
that's the
myself.
part that if they wanted to change something, bring him back. Okay, I can. Okay, yeah, but yeah, just the way they just it's like where the hell what? Yeah, just Did they even read Star Wars? Anything? And just everything was just so twisted around and opposite. So I'm glad. Hopefully, it will be a alternate lifetime or alternate reality or something.
No,
That's yeah,
I don't know if it's wishful thinking or these rumors are true,
yeah.
but I had heard that that John Favreau had talked about making another set of sequels.
Okay,
And I don't know if that's true or not. You know how it is with internet rumors.
right.
I would hope that he would, because I know he would do it justice.
Oh,
Maybe he
big
would.
time.
Maybe he would stick closer to what the books are.
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
what we
hell,
need.
I
That would
mean,
make
hell.
a hell of a movie.
Look what he did helping out with the freaking Avenger movies.
Exactly.
That should say a lot. Uh, oh yeah. Oh crap. Something to do too with the attendance in Disney too at the Star Wars thing. There's like two different Star Wars themes now out there in Disney, I believe, and a lot of people are complaining, and I heard the attendance has even gone down a lot, not because of the pandemic bullshit coronavirus, which is real, but the politicized part and all that. Um, that's taking that factor out. They were even before that they were hurting on attendance
Mm.
going out there because it was that they pushed that new trilogy theme and all that wokeness in there, and people weren't wanting that. They
Well,
weren't wanting that.
didn't they decide that they were going to make the planet that the bar and everything's on is like some new made up planet instead of
Yes,
Tatooine?
yes,
Why didn't they make it Mos Eisley or something? I don't know.
it's
Mos
there. It
Eisley. I
was
mean,
they already had it. I remember. Probably about, oh my god, it's already been about 7.5 years ago.
hmm
I did last time I was at Disney World. Um, they had the Star Wars theme area, and the big part of it was that Mos Eisley Cantina and stuff. That was already there, but yeah, I thought they were trying to do like a Jakku thing, but apparently they're making up a whole different planet now. They're going to make up. I guess I call it La La Land because that's where they're at in their
I,
bubble.
I don't understand. Why are you ruining something that was
Mhm.
already perfect?
Yep.
Even with the little problems here and there, it was still perfect to us.
Hmm.
You know.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean,
Uh,
they delve into so much characters, and that was one of the things I did like reading all the books over the years because a lot of them were set, chronological order. They had different little offsets too,
hmm
like with certain characters, they would do little spin-offs. Like they have a Wraith Squadron or Rogue Squadron, with Wedge Antilles, they do their own little series, short little series, and those are really fun. But none of there was nothing political, I guess you can say, in any of them. There was no agenda written in any of these books.
we
Um,
don't need it.
you didn't need it. You clearly had this, you know, the antagonist, the bad person, and then you had our heroes of the rebellion, or the New Republic then, and that was it. There was, yes, some moral issues, as in, oh no, do I need to, do the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few? Yeah, Star Trek reference.
hmm
Uh, that type of moral thing, like, oh no, I'm gonna have to sacrifice this planet to save this galaxy. What do I do? Should I, that? Yeah, you had those moral lessons to be taught, but nothing was ever politicized. No, there was no type of hidden agenda written in any of that. You didn't need it. There was no need for it.
And we accepted all the
Perfect situation.
characters.
Oh
That's
yeah,
it.
you did. No matter what.
It didn't matter if it was the character was male or female or alien or human or
Right.
whatever. Um, you just if it was a good character, then you
Uh-huh.
accepted him. You know, I love
Yeah.
Princess Leia. She was a strong woman, you
Oh
know.
yeah.
It, no, we didn't even think about that kind of. It was just like this was a strong character. That's all we cared about.
Right. Exactly. And also during the series, all these books in the Star Wars universe, what they call it, each of the main characters too, they would be the main character in some of these books.
Hmm.
You know, they would be they would head out on a, on their next adventure or their next mission to go out. You know, Princess Leia would head up one, and she would be the focus around certain miniseries. The next one, Luke's wife, you know, would Amara Jade, she would be the one, or Chewbacca would be another one,
Hmm.
and then would just Lando Calrissian. I remember he had, man, that dude was freaking smart. If you knew the business dealings and things that he did to make him successful and also help out in the ways he did, yeah, shoot, he was like almost like a little freaking Tony Stark a little bit, minus the Iron Man part. But the technology and the things that he can come up with, none of the other main characters couldn't think about doing something like that. So I mean, it's just, I don't know. Everybody seemed equal in that universe then, at all. Yeah, period. Nobody
Well,
was better than anybody else.
one of my first books that I remember that I really, really, really loved was the Tales of the Bounty Hunters,
Okay, yeah,
and then there was the Jabba Hutt trilogy, if you remember that.
yes,
Those are really good. Um, Thrawn, that's a good one.
love that one. Yes.
You've got tons of books out there that they could make movies out of that would
Oh
be
yeah.
good without having to change a whole lot. And,
Hmm.
I get it. Hollywood, they want to change a few things here and there to still give you that element of surprise without
Hmm.
going strictly by the book. But I mean, if you read The Empire Strikes Back, that was nearly word for word with the movie. There was only a few things in there that were a little different,
Right.
and you still that Empire Strikes Back will probably always be my number one favorite.
Gotcha.
You you get Episode One, which I mean I liked it, but it was just not one of my favorites.
Yeah.
The whole Jar Jar thing, just I still can't get over that. I hate
Yeah.
Jar Jar. Then Attack of the Clones comes out, which was a
Right.
little better to me. I liked
Hmm.
it, but then
Oh, I
when they,
love the graphics. Oh, I love the big epic battle scene graphics.
oh
Everything.
yeah,
All that.
there were great scenes in there.
Oh, that was awesome.
And then it was at the Revenge of the Sith.
Yes.
That one was my favorite out of the prequels.
Uh-huh.
Um, and like I said, Empire Strikes Back will always be my favorite, and then A New
Yeah.
Hope will be my second, and then Return of the Jedi. And I Solo was I really it's just so
Yeah.
far off from the Solo
Yeah.
trilogy that
Yeah. They,
I'm
they
like
they changed it up some too on that,
a lot.
especially from what I read over the books over the years. They changed up some of that too, and I was kind of disappointed in that one.
Now I
Uh,
know you didn't like Rogue One, but
oh
I
hell no.
I actually enjoyed it.
Oh hell no. I will watch. I will go to like YouTube and pull up Rogue One space battle scenes or action scenes. That's it. That's the only thing I've watched more than once. Yeah, Rogue One. I've watched it once the whole time. I will never watch that shit again. And yeah, I know I'm going to get a lot of hate from that. Uh,
It's
now
okay.
I would.
Not everybody likes all the same stuff.
Yeah, fine. Yeah. Now I will agree. The graphics, the graphics, the settings, the you know, watching all that and seeing that, oh, it's amazing. I do love the new how computer graphics on this and the special effects that they have out now. I loved it. I loved all the sequels and Rogue One, but that's it. The
Yeah.
special effects that had that's it. That's nothing more than that. I like that if they can just implement that onto the real Star Wars, that would be great. That would
Yeah.
be great.
Well, The Force Awakens comes out. I'm so excited, ready to go see it. And then I'm like, oh, maybe the next one will be better.
Uh-huh.
Instead, they just kept getting worse
Yeah.
and worse.
It was tired writing.
That, man, they just got worse.
Hmm. Or lazy writing. It was just lazy writing. A lot of that. A lot of the shit that just made completely no sense. So.
Uh, do you remember the Batman movie that came out with George Clooney and Chris
Yeah.
O'Donnell, and
Yes.
then they introduced Batgirl, and
Yes.
they went to go fight Mister Freeze and Poison Ivy and all that.
Yes.
So absolutely hated that movie, and one of the reasons why I hated it is because basically they just put a bat suit on Alicia Silverstone, and all of a sudden she could kick everybody's butt.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's basically the same thing they did in these new Star Wars movies.
Uh-huh.
You put a lightsaber in Rey's hand, and all of a sudden she can fight.
Right.
It makes no sense.
It's completely, yeah.
So just
All
like
those past
go.
Jedis over the years that had to train for years, and here she is. Oh, let me just skip right up here in front of everybody else.
So
You
that
don't. Yeah.
what does that tell people? Oh, you really don't have to go through all that training. All you got to do is just pick up the lightsaber, and you can have the Force.
Uh-huh.
And that's just that message that they're putting out to the
Uh-huh.
children nowadays is you don't really have to work for anything. You just you
Yeah.
you deserve it.
You're entitled
You're
to it,
entitled to it.
even though you haven't done anything to deserve it, to really earn that. You're just here. You go.
So, and that person that did work hard at it, yeah, you can still beat them.
Yeah.
That's a terrible message.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Like you said, lazy writing. That's the way it's been through this whole sequel. They
Mm-hmm.
they had a chance to do something great. They got somebody in there that absolutely does not know what they're doing. Kathleen Kennedy needs to be fired. We love Gina Carano. Solo sucked.
We can't agree on that. Definitely agree on that. So, well, okay. My favorite one would be real quick. Return of the Jedi. Would Episode 6 would be my favorite one. And then yeah, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's pretty much like that in that order. To be honest.
I almost agree with you on that. I say Empire Strikes Back is always going to be my favorite.
Oh, okay. Now the biggest surprise. Oh hell yeah! Empire Strikes Back. Come on. You remember? I'm sure everybody vividly remembers everybody's reaction. They were sitting in that movie theater and they heard those words. Who's your daddy? It was like, wow.
No. He had to do the Rocky lip when he was doing that too. No.
That's impossible.
That's impossible. Well, we'll get Maury on here and we'll let you know for sure.
Yeah.
Anakin, you are the father.
I told you. Had me walking out, going on with her semi Princess Leia honey bun looking cinnamon roll thing. But yeah, I agree. She should be fired. They should have kept her on there. I think they were going to do it almost. I think we're going to do a spinoff centered around Gina's character.
Yeah, they were supposed to have a show that it was going to be mostly about her, and that got tossed out the window. And I was looking forward to it. I was so excited.
I know.
But if they're just going to exclude her from it altogether, then I don't even know if I want to watch anymore.
Nah. I might be curious, just curious to see. Then again, I might just get on YouTube and look at watch people's reactions or read the reactions, see what they say first.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I'll wait for the reaction videos. and see what
Mhm.
they say. If they think that it's worth watching, maybe I'll go back and watch it. Other than that, I'm not
Yeah.
going out of my way for it.
Mhm.
Um, I am curious to how Ahsoka is going to turn out because I do like that character,
Oh
and
yeah.
if it's good, I'll watch it. I I think the Bad Batch might be interesting, although I think they've kind of gone overboard with all the spinoffs.
Yeah.
Um, there's a few others in there that I just really don't have any interest in whatsoever. I'll
Yeah.
see what people are saying about it.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't know. Like I said, I don't mind the spinoffs. I'm over it with all the Clone Wars related spinoffs. All the everything Clone Wars related. Now I'm glad they did a final season of Clone Wars that ended right up to the part of Revenge of the Sith. I mean, yeah, yeah, Revenge of the Sith.
yeah, that was it.
I'm glad they did
I
that.
enjoyed it.
Well, that I did enjoy that. They, it tied in really well to it. So I said I don't mind the spinoffs. We could do some other spinoffs besides Clone Wars.
Yeah,
You've already got a strong storyline foundation there, so you don't have to do much, you know, to write an episode or to come up with something. You've already got big main foundation that you don't have, which was usually the hardest part to come up with. So, like I said, it's getting lazy writing. Come up with something new.
well, I enjoyed the Clone Wars, but
Yeah.
those were also a bunch of hit and miss. Some of them were like really good, and
Uh
some of them were just like they could have done a
huh.
lot better. And attributed to lazy writing, I think they're
Oh
towards
yeah.
the end they kind of got burned out on it, and they
Yeah.
gave it that that last season. I'll have to say there I did enjoy most of it. Um,
I
Rebels,
did.
Rebels has kind of been hit and miss for me.
Really, I
Uh,
kind of like Rebels. I like a lot, good storyline. I would really like to see a live action, especially with Kanan Jarrus and Ezra Bridger.
yeah, Ezra, I like
And,
Ezra.
and I
Um,
like I did like the fact that they brought in the Ghost on that final battle scene in Episode 9, big space battle. There you can see the Ghost, the ship behind the Millennium Falcon and stuff. I was like, yeah, they brought that in, cool, because I did, yeah. Um,
well,
it was
for
a
the
hit and
most
miss
part,
for him.
I liked it, but there was a few episodes that were kind of like, But
Yeah.
that's with anything though.
Hmm.
Everything that I've watched through the years, there'll be some really really good ones, and then there's some. It just seems like that week the writers were kind of burned out.
Hmm. Yeah.
Probably smoke too much or drink too much.
That would be no, no. That would be me, minus the drinking. Um, busted. Um, yeah, I go back. Hell, why not do you know another spinoff? Even it can be computer, 3D animated. Why not do Adventures at the Jedi Academy or
Yeah,
something like that, or Old Republic? The hell, they got the theatrical cinematic trailers that they got that's computer animated for Star Wars Old Republic and all that. Holy crap, those are awesome. Those are really good. And you do a whole movie like that, that would be really good.
was
Um, all these I don't mind spin-offs like that. Why
was
not?
as much as I love Star Wars and I want to talk good about it, but after George Lucas left, that was kind of
Hmm.
the end. It's dying. Mandalorian was fixing to pump some blood back into it,
Uh-huh.
but I think the fans are probably to the point of they don't care anymore.
Hmm.
Um, not all, but
All right.
the diehard fans are like
Hmm.
that. Yeah, I've had enough of this. You've got the writers of the High Republic basically coming out and telling you, you don't like my politics, don't buy my book. And you're like, oh, you don't want me to buy your book? Then fine, I won't buy your book.
Exactly. So yeah.
You don't like us, then why should I bother?
Right.
I don't have a lot of hope for Star Wars. I think it's done. It's played its course. I know George Lucas is coming back on board to help out with some of the spinoffs, but I don't think it's enough to pump blood back into it. I think
Yeah.
it's gone, man. I think Star Wars is dead.
Unfortunately.
A few years, people are just not going to care anymore. If it's
Right.
not the old stuff, you're not going to sell anything. They 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 tried to sell the figures from the sequels, and they just weren't selling. They're already in the the 50-cent bin at the dollar store, and but yet
Yeah.
your Luke Skywalkers, your Han Solos, Princess Leia, Chewbacca, even the droids, everything else, they still sell.
Mhm. Also, uh, Disney needs to pay attention to their Disney Plus app and people joining up and subscribing. Did they ever notice a big jump in subscribers when they announced Mandalorian was coming and then the date the Mandalorian was going to be released? They didn't, they noticed how they kept getting more and more subscribers. And the reason why is because of the Mandalorian
Mm-hmm.
only. And now they need to watch and pay attention. Look, their subscriptions, their subscribers, they're losing them.
Yeah,
They're
they are.
going down. People
They had a real spike
are tired.
when Luke Skywalker came on,
Oh gosh, yeah.
and once all this other garbage started happening, people were canceling it. There, a lot
Yeah.
of them. It's like, you know what, my subscription is about to expire. I'm not renewing it, and you
Yeah.
know what, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
The only
Exactly.
reason we still have Disney Plus is because I have a grandson in there,
Yeah.
and there's some
Exactly.
shows on there that he likes, like Puppy Dog Pals and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Other than that, I probably wouldn't have it anymore. I
Right.
mean, I've already got all the Star Wars movies on DVD, so if I want
Right.
to watch it, I'll watch it. I only need to get a few more of the Avengers movies to have all of those.
Yeah.
So, it's great. I get to watch the old Muppet Show and stuff like that on there.
Yeah.
But, and they're trying to cancel the Muppet Show too. That's
Yeah.
already got a parental warning on it. And you know what? I heard one of the first ones
Oh my
that they
God.
actually put a content warning on was an episode with Jim Neighbors.
Why?
If anybody out there, if you don't know who Jim
What?
Neighbors is, go watch the old Andy Griffith Show. Go watch Gomer Pyle, USMC. You'll know who Jim Neighbors is. He's saying gospel music. Um, he was, he is a gay man. Well, he was. He's not with us anymore, but
Yeah.
he was. He was just one of those
This is great.
goody two shoes, Mr. Rogers type.
Yeah.
That he didn't do anything wrong. So how in the world are you going to put a content warning on a Jim Neighbors episode of the Muppets?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Well, there's that. Cancel culture hitting Harry Potter too.
Oh God.
I just
I
found that
said,
out.
yeah, Harry Potter.
I don't know why. That's probably that was. Yeah. I read the books and I've seen the movies. I'm not like a big fan, but I've read the books, all the books more than once, and I've seen all those movies quite a few times.
I'm kind
And
of
I
ashamed I haven't.
uh-oh. No, I really enjoyed it because if I can find a movie or a series, something like that, when I watch it, I don't think of anything else.
Oh, my buddy
I
froze.
like it. I'll keep with that.
Oh, I'm losing you,
Believe
Rodney.
it or
I'm
not.
losing you. Just that frozen mug on the screen.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There you are.
How about now? Sorry.
Kind
No,
of.
sorry. Somebody was calling. Somebody was calling him.
That's what it is. I don't know, Rodney. I don't
Yeah.
have a whole lot of faith in Star Wars anymore. I
All right.
something drastic's going to have to happen, or it's
Yeah.
done for.
Oh yeah, I think so.
You know, it's going to be one of those.
Unless they fire her.
Kathleen, okay, let's just get it out there. Once again, Kathleen Kennedy needs to be fired. Sorry, she needs to go. The force is not female. The force has no gender to it whatsoever.
Right.
It's for everyone. So
No.
the heck with you and all that other garbage. We love Gina Carano. George Lucas needs to buy it back, or it's
Everybody
dead.
is tired of. Everybody is tired of this politicized bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
We're done. They're all over.
How is this man feeling when he's seeing something that he built just being totally destroyed?
I don't know.
It's a wonder he hadn't keeled over from a heart attack.
Unless they pay, he's like, I'm getting money, I'm getting paid. I don't have to do anything the rest of my life.
This is
care. Maybe he's just got burned out of it and he doesn't care anymore about it. He's like,
I don't know, man. This is, if it was my child, I would want it taken care of.
mm-hmm.
But as long as Kathleen Kennedy is in there, it's done.
Well, they're in their own little bubble, so
well,
they care less.
I think
they really do. They're on they have their own little bubble. They have no clue.
I think we've beat this dead horse enough.
Okay.
So we will pick another topic and do another video soon. Rodney will come back and join me, and I'll have a lot of other guests that'll come on.
Yeah.
And we're going to voice our opinions, like it or lump it.
Yeah, exactly.
But Rodney, thank you so much for being on.
No problem, man.
I appreciate it. Everybody that stuck it out with us this hour, thank you. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any comments, please leave them. If you have something you'd like for us to talk about, please let us know. Support the channel.
A reaction video would be real good too.
We should do that. Do that. So until the next one. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, because it's only through your support that we're able to continue doing the things that we do. And until the next one, have a great day.